Hi, Tracy and family. This is a second run at your Ireland itinerary in April. The first thing you're going to notice is the price tag, which is $42.87. This is inclusive of 2 rooms in each lodging establishment and tickets for 4 for tours and excursions. It does not include parking fees, road tolls, fuel, any ancillary costs such as trip insurance. There's still quite an expanse of Irish territory you'll be covering, but at least you have a little bit more time to do it. So let's see what this itinerary looks like. Again, background information. Then day 1, as before, you're getting in late. So we're just going to check into a hotel very near the airport. The Carlton Hotel has a complimentary shuttle and a small refrigerated minibar in each room. So I got 2 rooms there. You may have to pay extra for a rollaway crib, but it's a pretty reasonable rate for just one night in Dublin. The next morning, you can take the shuttle back to the airport to pick up your rental car. Again, this price can fluctuate dramatically if you choose an automatic over a manual transmission. And if you rent a GPS and a car seat, the driver will need to make this reservation himself, as the company will want to confirm the credit card purchase through an email or cell phone. So I've listed, a possible cost, but it'll depend on the actual car that you actually choose. So once you've got your car, it's about a 2.5 hour drive to Galway from Dublin with no stops and no traffic along the M4 and M6 motorways. There are plenty of things to see and do along the way, but you'll need to determine how much time you have if you also want to see Galway and a sheepdog demonstration. Also, as before, I've listed 2 options for lodging in each community, and the overall pricing is based on the first one listed, which in Galway is an Airbnb. Finding a 2-bedroom, 2-bath is a bit of a challenge, but this one is right in the heart of Galway. The other option is an actual bed and breakfast midway between Galway and Connemara National Park, where the sheepdog demonstration is. So if you want to experience some of that Irish hospitality that you were talking about, this might be an option for you. After lunch in Galway, I thought you could head straight to Connemara for the sheepdog demonstration. That too is about an hour and a half away from Galway. It takes longer to get everywhere because these roads are so narrow and winding, and so they're just not direct interstates like you're accustomed to in the US. But if you're not too tired after driving all this day, you could also take in a little bit of Connemara National Park. Here's the dog demonstration. There's a beautiful abbey in this area. You could just walk around. You don't necessarily need to have a ticket, but just a gorgeous location in Connemara National Park if you want to spend a little bit more time since you've driven all the way there. Then again, there's some interesting information on Galway. And I don't have anything planned for you that night. That's just a lot of driving that day. So the following day should be a great day to take to the streets of Galway. Many stores will still be open on Sunday, although some with limited hours. You can take the hop on, hop off bus tour, which will take you to all the fantastic sites in and around Galway and get off and on as much as you like. Or if you would like a more intimate experience, you might want to just take a self-guided audio tour of downtown Galway. Again, here are all the photos and the booking links so you can explore those on your own. That afternoon, maybe after naps and lunch, I do recommend fish and chips. If you haven't had it yet, you have to try that in Ireland, and Galway has some nice pubs for that. In the afternoon, spending the day at Banradi Castle and Folk Park, and then leading into the medieval dinner that night. I priced these separately because the medieval dinner says that it is not suitable for children under 4 years. I'm checking to see if that means they're prohibited or if they just don't recommend children under 4 years. And I'm not sure if that's humor or volume of sound, so I'm checking on that. but they're priced separately in case somebody decides they need to stay back with the baby. Then we would also need to figure out transportation, getting those 3 people back from the medieval dinner to the hotel. But or leaving the one person behind, I guess. But that would be the day that you're doing Bunratty Castle. Then on the following day, you might be full of mead from the medieval dinner, but I still encourage you to get up early to take advantage of smaller crowds at the Cliffs of Moher. The tour buses start arriving around 11 a.m. and it can get very crowded between then and 4 p.m. So spend a few hours hiking around this area and then maybe head into Limerick for lunch, which is midway between Galway and Killarney. That will break up that trip a little bit because from Limerick, you've still got an hour and 45 minutes to Killarney. In this case, I have you checked into Dromhall Hotel, but I did also provide an Airbnb in a cottage that's just 10 minutes outside of Killarney if you're looking for a more country, rural experience. The following day is reserved for the Ring of Kerry, and this will take you all day, even if you don't stop very much to explore. The roads are narrow, winding, scenic, and take some time to navigate. But the views are jaw-dropping. And if the weather doesn't cooperate, I did provide an option, an indoor option at Macross House and Gardens. I've personally toured that, and it's a really amazing option if you can't be outside in the Ring of Kerry. So gorgeous, gorgeous property. And then the next day is reserved for Mizenhead. Just so you know, it is closed currently because they are doing some construction and renovation. It is expected to open the end of March, but I would want you to check that again before driving that direction. And again, if things are closed or the weather isn't cooperating, I provided another option here for Torque Mountain and waterfall hike to sort of backfill the waterfall hike that you conceded in Cork so that you could spend a little bit more time in Galway and Killarney. So that's an option as well. And then Thursday, you're checking out of the hotel and heading up for a 3-hour, 30-minute drive to Dublin. If you'd like to stop midway there, Cashel is a good point. That's a small town, but it's known for its medieval complex, and it's got a Gothic cathedral and a castle. And you could spend a little bit of time wandering around there just to break up that trip. And then I have you at the Camden Court Hotel in Dublin. This is not right downtown. A lot of the hotels in right downtown Dublin don't have great reviews for families because they're loud. And this is going to be a Thursday night, which in Ireland is part of their weekend. So you're not right downtown, but 2 rooms here, and it should be quiet and comfortable for your last night. If you have any energy at all left in you, I think it would be fun to book a Celtic night dinner and music. It does tend to be a little bit touristy, but it's also just a wonderful way to take in everything that you've seen in Ireland and sort of sum up Irish culture. So that's all I've got for you. The next morning, then you are returning the car and heading back out of Dublin. Keep in mind once again that the prices are not guaranteed until booked. And if you'd like to make any changes or have additional questions, let me know. I will send final pricing and credit card authorization for any components you would like me to book. And I look forward to hearing any thoughts or concerns you have on this itinerary. So I will talk with you soon, and thanks so much for narrowing down your options. It makes it a little bit easier to organize the itinerary. I will talk with you soon. Thank you.